hello, welcome to another Council Instance from Never Mind. How many Ludo?
My name's Timmy.
I'm Ryan.
What's going on?
What's going on, bro? You sound mad tired.
Bro, had a 90-minute game, man. Played a lot of football, man. I'm absolutely drained, man.
Was it just one of those days, yeah?
One of those days, bro.
Fair enough. All right, let's not dilly dally. Let's get into it. So, news. Zack Snyder releases a low-res image of Steppenwolf.
Yeah, I think he posted it on Vero, that app he uses first. A lot of people see it, a lot of fans, and generally the consensus, he looks a lot better than he looked in the original Justice League.
Because like, they're going to change how Steppenwolf looks then.
What did he look like?
They're going to change how Steppenwolf looks.
Yeah. So they're changing him back to obviously Zack's original design, and it just looks a lot better, more menacing. It doesn't look as like computer generated as like. Yeah, the one we saw just looked rubbish, didn't it? So
fair enough. Yeah, because he's not using any of the footage from Josh Whedon's one, is he? Like,
yeah, he said fuck that. He said everything's fresh.
All right. DC Comics has been hit with layoffs due to Warner Media. So so DC was, I don't know when it happened, but DC's obviously been bought by Warner, and I guess due to Corona, recession, whatever it is, they've had to lay off a whole bunch of people from the DC Comics side of things. So that happened, I think, a couple of days ago, 5 days ago, something like that. So bare people from DC Comics have lost their jobs, artists, writers, and no one's really sure how it's going to affect the future release of comic books from DC side of things.
Oh well, they've already a load of titles have already been cancelled. So
really?
Yeah. So Young Justice is getting cancelled. Teen Titans is getting cancelled. Hawkman has been hit with a cancellation.
Wow.
Other titles as well. Other titles have been cancelled as well. I can't remember everyone off the top of my head. But yeah, it's not a great situation.
At all.
Not a good situation at all for like the comic book industry as a whole. I think it's been hit really, really bad. Like definitely felt the impact, which is bad.
It was already even a dying industry, so you can speak, with physical comics. Anyway.
Exactly.
Corona.
There's absolutely no one going to comic book stores at the moment. They wasn't getting a lot of footfall as it is, like Ludo just said.
Exactly.
Now, yeah, everything's just harder.
Corona's messed up for a lot of people, man. So,
mad.
And apparently as well, what Timmy was saying about Warner purchasing DC, and apparently they care about the brand rather than the IP. They don't actually care about the comics or the content.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
They don't care about it. They just want the brand and the money that it could potentially bring to them, but they don't care about the content. So that's also quite harmful as well, potentially.
That's not really surprising at all. Probably to just, feast up, like just throw a lot of Batman stuff at us and just keep it as that.
Yeah.
What they normally do anyway.
Batman fatigue.
We're having that.
All right, what's next?
The Mandalorian.
Most popular TV show on a streaming service.
Yeah, but the thing is, I put this.
I didn't. It's from just seeing that from social media, like what the vibe of the post was on that show. I didn't see it was that popular.
Yeah, so I see that headline. The headline was a bit clickbaity, innit? I read into it, and it turns out of all the new streaming services, so HBO Max, Disney Plus, Apple TV, and Peacock. I didn't even know what Peacock was. So,
what do they actually base that off, though?
Do you know what? We can tweet it on the account because I was looking into it, and there is a graph with statistical data, and it shows you. But I can't remember. I think it might be subscriptions that they're basing it off around the time The Mandalorian was released. But like I said, I don't think it's that impressive when I read into it, and they're only comparing it against the new streaming services.
Yeah.
So they're cooking the book.
The other two of them aren't that popular. Apple TV and Peacock aren't that popular.
Yeah.
And HBO Max came out a lot later than Disney did. So so I don't think
they're cooking the book spaces. Zulu for guys, as they say.
Like I've never even heard of Peacock. I'm just as
I heard that now.
Yeah, like
I know Peacock Gym, but I don't know Peacock.
No, but like Ludo, you made a point. Like I didn't really. Okay, don't get me wrong. The Mandalorian's a good show, but I didn't see.
It didn't have like crazy, like
I didn't see that much fanfare on social media. I didn't see people.
Yeah, it wasn't crazy fanfare. Like for example, Young Justice, the newest season, it was crazy fanfare for that.
Yeah, 100%.
Like you could feel that was a popular show, if that makes sense.
Like
Yeah.
for the Mandalorian, the only thing that like really took things over on social media was
Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda.
Yeah, Baby Yoda. Yeah.
So anything outside of Baby Yoda, I didn't really see it really drawing like the crowds and stuff for the Mandalorian anyway. But it's an interesting fact, I guess. Talks to revive Disney's X-Men animated series. Oh, is this okay? Which one?
The
Which
one,
anime?
B1.
The 90s, isn't it?
B1.
Yeah, the 90s. Yeah, but for me, it's like that show. So like that show, a lot of. I'm not saying it wasn't good. I'm just saying a lot of it is based off nostalgia.
Of course.
I'm just saying if they redo it, do we get the same nostalgia feeling and more? Do you know what I mean? Or can they? Because I read up on it, the people that are it's the same creators as before, and they said they want to do the show in the same way it was done before, with the same type of like aesthetic, same tone, same feel. Can they do that in 2020? I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't think that would work.
I feel very out of touch. And
Yeah.
like,
Exactly. Yeah.
don't you think like they're taking the story far enough?
Yeah. I can't remember. I can't remember. I'm not
With that specific X-Men group, was it Apocalypse and all that? Like, it seems like they're taking that story far enough, man.
Yeah.
All they'll probably do is just make everything HD. Like,
Yeah.
That's
Even so, I kind of feel like with the main X-Men group, like obviously Cyclops, Wolverine, Jean Grey, I kind of feel fatigue for them as well. Because you understand, mutants and X-Men is not just them, but we only get them.
Yeah.
So I'd rather completely new animated series on X-Force or another X-Men group,
yeah.
mutant group.
I'd rather, just a new, fresh storyline.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'd prefer that.
all right, what's next?
Lily and Elana Wachowski reveals Matrix was created with trans narrative.
Yeah, I saw this recently, and to begin with, I was a bit like, oh yeah, I'm never a fan of things that are stated after the fact.
Yeah, we hate that. We hate that.
Yeah, I'm really not about things.
What's her name? What's her name again? Harry Potter. What's her name? J.K. Rowling. She's a
J.K. Rowling. Yeah, exactly.
For that, bro. She's a big criminal for that, bro.
But I think you got with this one. I think it's a little bit different because Netflix put out a thread. I don't know if anyone see it on Twitter. Netflix put out a thread about it, talking about it, because fans. I might be wrong in it, but the theory didn't really come about. There was a theory at first until they underwent their change, because obviously they're women now, isn't it? So they came out after recently and stated it, and a lot of fans are now saying, "No, you're just saying that in retrospect," sort of thing. But I feel like it's quite disrespectful. It's quite disrespectful to turn to a director or someone who created the content themselves and then say it's not. Do you know what I mean?
So I think when obviously because like when you're comparing it to people like, for example, again, J.K. Rowling, when she stated things after the fact, there's not really been much evidence or depth behind the points that she's making. But when it comes to the Wachowski sisters, there's obviously you got to take into account the timing of it all. So when the films were first coming out, and then obviously transitioning when they did, and the films coming out and stuff, you got to take that into account, and also look at obviously the social economics side of things, and public reaction and things like that. And that could have, because if they had stated that at the first Matrix film, they probably wouldn't have got a third film to begin with.
Exactly.
It wouldn't have got that far. And I think also it would have also affected the fan base a bit. But it's clear that obviously there is a theme of transformation in the Matrix, whether you're looking at Neo or you're looking at Agent Smith, or you're looking at who else? Like even the Oracle. There's clear themes of change and transformation in the Matrix. So in a sense, it makes sense, and there's credibility behind it.
I think looking back and reading up on it, more stuff, maybe stuff that are too subtle for me to catch on when I watch it. Yeah. But when I'd read back and I read the examples that people were highlighting, to me, it definitely makes sense. And I think a lot of the backlash from like the fans of the film are just people that aren't necessarily as accepting.
Also, when you say there's a trans, like obviously there's a trans narrative with, I think it's the third Matrix movie when those twins, they turn.
I don't know. I wouldn't. I need to remember. I keep my words. I haven't looked through the thread extensively. I've seen parts and bits here and there, but the main point that we're getting across is that the trans allegory within the film comes in the form of transformation, mainly with Neo becoming the one and that type of thing there. So
maybe we're just looking at trans in a like sexual change type way instead of like a mental change.
no, it could be that too. It could be
Like, not like the red pill, blue pill. Is that like
there's stuff around the red, blue pill, and it's like I think what they said. I don't want to get it wrong, but I think maybe what pill does he go for again? Which one does he choose?
He takes the red pill. Yeah, red pill.
Yeah, so I think like taking the red pill is him sort of is like accepting it or at least opening up to the idea of it, and the other pill is like not being it. Like, I don't know. It's an interesting theory. I like reading the thread, to be honest. So,
don't get me wrong. I'm still not a fan of after the fact statements, but in this case, I can understand why it's being brought up now, especially
exactly. Rather as opposed in the 90s,
yeah, exactly. Well, how many years has it been? Like 20 years since the first Matrix film? Yeah. So I get it, but as long as we're not getting any more after the facts, like I'm good.
Yeah, exactly.
It actually grinds my gears, man. I can't lie.
Because do you want to answer after the facts here? Because I feel like why not just have that why not either make it clear in the film or state it in like the press release run or like lead up interviews or something. Don't wait like a decade or months after.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. All right, mate. Yeah, sweet.
Exactly. Like, all right, fine.
Yeah. Well, like I said, this is one of the topics that you can understand why they would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes like
it's still after the fact. It's still after the fact.
Yeah, it's a bit different to like the Russo brothers after the Avengers. Just
exactly. Okay, so next up, the Ray Fisher and Jeff Johns fiasco.
Yeah, Ray Fisher's got beef with everyone, bro.
Ray Fisher.
It sounds like he's got a very good reason to. It sounds like he's got a very good reason to be beefing.
True. So he tweeted.
What the beans.
Let me not misquote. So he tweeted, during the LA reshoots of Justice League, Jeff Johns summoned me to his office to belittle and admonish my and my agent's attempts to take grievances up the proper chain of command. He then made a thinly veiled threat on my career. This behavior cannot continue.
Well, I'm glad he put something out there, innit?
Your guy.
Because listen, Jeff Johns, I mean, up until because when Ray first tweeted something like a couple of weeks or a month ago, I believed it from then anyway. So up until that point, Jeff Johns was my guy. And listen, this guy has written so many 10 out of 10 stories, so many stories that I would just read time and time after again, innit? But listen, it can't run. You can't treat people like that, innit? You can't. I think the rest of the cast are going to speak up soon because I think if there was definitely stuff with Ray, there was definitely stuff with other people, and that they should speak up in support of him. But Jeff is cancelled, innit? He needs to.
Cancelled, yeah, mad.
Yeah, that's mad though. You can't threaten someone's career.
True.
You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. So yeah, he should be cancelled. No one gets a pass, innit? It doesn't matter who they are or what they've done for the industry.
Especially black actors as well. You know how hard it is for black actors to.
Do you know what? That was the point I was going to make because it's the optics of Jeff Johns, this white man in a position of power. You know, threatening a black man who's trying to just, get the job done.
Especially with someone like Ray Fisher, where the way he's always presented himself in the build up to the movies and that. He just wanted his story to be told, innit?
Yeah.
And that got taken away from him. Obviously, more so maybe by Joss. But so how is he expected to react?
True.
Right.
What's next?
Jason Bateman set to direct Superworld.
What's Superworld?
So it's going to be a new TV series, and the concept of it is everyone on the planet has superpowers, except this one guy. For some reason, he has no powers, so he's unlucky. Yeah.
Why did he know?
That sounds kind of wavy, actually.
I don't know why he doesn't. Obviously, that's what I've read up about it. But the concept to me sounds interesting.
It sounds kind of like a mix of obviously kind of like My Hero when Deku ain't got a quirk.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
And Superhero High when he gets his powers later.
Yeah, exactly.
Remind me of that.
When someone is set in a world where everyone has powers and they don't have powers, I fully expect them to get powers at some point. And they didn't know.
Yeah,
always. Even in Misfits, that guy he didn't know what his powers.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He can't die in it. He can't die.
So I fully expect.
I'm immortal. Is it a case of like they get given powers, or like they find a power they didn't know they had, or
You got like dormant powers. You get like dormant powers, yeah, and their
Yeah,
powers are the most
exactly.
powerful.
Powers gonna get awakened or something, innit? You know how
Yeah,
it
Like,
goes.
was it Hero High or Superhero High when he finds out he's got both his parents' powers?
Yeah.
Superhero High. Oh no, Sky High.
Sky High.
Sky High, yeah, it'd be Superhero High, yeah, Sky High. And I was
Do
like,
you
yeah,
know what'll be interesting? It'll be interesting if he didn't like they don't give him powers at all, and he has to find a way to navigate in this.
what, like he's Batman?
Yeah, so basically Batman, isn't it?
It would be cool if he didn't get powers at all.
Yeah,
Because like you said, we've seen a typical trope before where you end up getting the powers that we think they didn't have. So it'd be cool if he literally just had to navigate through this world with everyone having powers except him.
It's meant to be a TV series or movie?
Series, the TV series, yeah.
What's it going to come on?
Oh, I can't remember what platform it will be on.
Hopefully Netflix. Hopefully.
When's it set to come out? Do you know?
No idea. I can't remember. That's all I remember is the concept. I just read the.
Okay, so Rocksteady announced the Suicide Squad game.
Yeah, I think it's exciting, personally.
There's a whole new roster of characters, man, especially with the DC villains that they'll use, with Harley Quinn, Killer Croc, all those characters like that. And Amanda Waller probably as well. She should be in it in some sort of capacity. So it's something new. It's for once, it's not Batman in it. So
true.
Actually, the concept is completely different. Like you get to smoke Superman.
Do you think they'll have Superman as like the main villain for the game?
I think that's a given. I think that's a given. I would rather be Superman or Batman. It wouldn't be that surprising if Batman was the hardest one to take down of the Justice League. It's going to be him or Superman. It's going to be him or Superman.
I think it'll be probably more mission based.
Yeah, I don't think it will be like. I don't know. I don't see it being open world as such, or maybe like complete a mission or something happens. There's a cut scene and it cuts away to a different character.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I feel like it's going to be one of those things where you got to use certain characters in certain situations, or like
do certain things. Yeah,
certain things. Yeah,
like Harley Quinn may be able to get to some places that a different Suicide Squad member wouldn't be able to.
Yeah,
so you have to use her, kind of like that. Yeah.
Maybe like a toggle between characters. You know, like in GTA IV, you can toggle, not IV, GTA thing, you can toggle between the characters.
That would be cool, but I don't see them letting us do that. But that would be, if you could toggle between characters in the open world, that would be the dream, innit?
Where would it be set? That's my question. Where would it actually be set?
Maybe like different locations, isn't it? But probably just based in Gotham, but different.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Fair. All right, what's next? John Wick 5 announced with. I always said John Wick 5. John Wick 5 announced with film back to back with John Wick 4. So obviously we know John Wick 4 is happening
all the time.
All right, listen. I like the John Wick films, but do we need 5 of them?
We don't need. 5.
That's what I'm saying.
We don't need 5.
I think they should have ended it at 3.
Yeah. There's only so many times you're going to get excited about just watching him with these.
Like kill people in different ways.
There's only so many times you can kill his dog, innit? So like, I don't get it.
Like he should have gotten his anger out by now. Surely.
For real.
Do you think he'd been done?
Well, Keanu Reeves, he's going to be busy because obviously around that same time as the Matrix is coming out, isn't it?
Yeah, apparently, yeah. So Matrix 4 and John Wick 4 coming out.
Was Keanu Reeves casted as a Marvel role, or was he not? Was it a DC role, something like that? Wasn't there rumors? I don't know if he actually was.
There were rumors, yeah.
I'm not for sure. All right. So the Avengers Beta. So that's been out for second week out for the beta. I played it. Ludo, you haven't played it.
No, I just remember my time from playing it obviously at that Avengers event. And
okay. Wait, right, you played it, right?
Yeah, I've been playing it the last couple of days. I was able to get it on Xbox. So it's good. Not gonna lie, I feel like the gameplay could be a bit better. The fighting is quite, I don't know, I think I just expected more from the game.
It still feels clunky, innit?
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a beta though. Like it's only the beta.
I think the trouble is
we're having the same like obviously issues that we had when we first played it. Was it the demo or whatever? At the Avengers
that was a demo. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't think it's something that they're going to fix. I think that's sort of how they want the gameplay. They're not going to get. Okay, I accept you're not going to get fighting on a God of War scale.
Yeah.
I accept you're not going to have a combat system that because it's hard because they have to create moves and skill sets for about 6 different characters.
No,
So
10,
I get it.
10
different characters, exactly. Yeah. So I get it, but I was expecting a little bit more.
Like I've enjoyed what I've played. I think it's one of those games where you have like a top 2 or top 3 characters that you're going to use all the time.
Yeah,
and then from there you kind of go into to different missions and stuff.
Like I feel like some of the movements when you're jumping should be more refined. Like, for example, if you're the Hulk, when you're jumping, you know obviously how he scales walls and stuff.
Yeah.
You can jump in a direction and you don't necessarily like jump in that direction. Or one of the ones was with Miss Marvel, Kamala. When you jump, you know she swings her arms. You can grab onto different things to swing.
Yeah.
That should have been more refined. For me. I'm not saying she's got to be like Spider-Man swinging around and that, but I just expect it to be a little bit more accurate in it.
I think the problem is with each, from what I've observed anyway, is that they try to have things in place in each level that makes it easier. Well, it allows traversal of each character to happen. So with the Hulk, they want to have as many walls in place as possible where you can jump around from wall to wall and bounce off things and things like that. With Kamala and like Black Widow, they try to have like trees and poles sticking out so they can swing from that to that as well. So I think there's a lot to be refined with the game. It's going to be interesting to see how much it's changed from the beta when it launches in 2 weeks' time. Because I've gone into it just thinking that this is the beta. It's not the full game. There's still bugs.
Is the whole game multiplayer based, mission based? Because you know you can obviously do multiplayer and get people in on mission.
Yeah, so the multiplayer stuff is all online. So the main part of the game, the story mission part, is also in the play. But the game definitely, the missions part, like they do multiplayer, the game definitely encourages you to play with other people.
Yeah,
I think that's such a focal point.
Because I think I don't think I'd enjoy playing it that much by myself. I think I'll enjoy it a lot more. So that doesn't really bother me at all.
Yeah, because like when I played with other people, it's a whole different experience because you start talking tactics on the field. Like, okay, so if you're Iron Man, all right, I'm going to take up the turrets at the top and like the bots flying about. If you're Kamala, you need to be having support. This and the other. So the game, like I said, definitely encourages you to play with other people, especially when
I feel like if you've got like 3 people, you're playing with 2 mates, and obviously you're different heroes. That sounds like that could be like an endless amount of fun. Do you know what I mean? When you're playing the game, but when you're playing by yourself, I was going through the beta, I was going through the motions when I was the Hulk, trying to get through the lab, and I was like, okay, this is a bit of a drag now. I remember pausing the game and just leaving it for like half an hour, grabbing a drink and that before I came back and then like finished that little bit off.
We'll see
Moving
though.
on.
We'll see.
Moving on. Shia LaBeouf, is reportedly being considered for a new X-Men reboot. Apparently, they want him to hopefully play Iceman.
I see it. Yeah.
But I thought he was good in Transformers 1. I really enjoyed watching him in Transformers.
Yeah. Same.
Transformers. I want to say Transformers took a downturn when he left.
Transformers took a downturn when Megan Fox left. That's when it was going down.
I'm going to say when he left.
Right,
I mean, I know a lot of people watched it for Megan Fox in it, but I wasn't one of them people in it. So it was like, I mean, there was a whole situation surrounding why she left, which is another story.
Of course, yeah, we know all that stuff in Hollywood and how they treat women.
Yeah, but no, definitely when he left or when the cast changed, the film took a turn in it as well.
Definitely. Well, it'll be interesting to see him in the next one film. I think he's ready for it. But
back in a good place, hopefully.
For sure. This episode of the Nerd Council podcast is brought to you by Elgato and the new Wave 1 microphone. Now, I know you're probably thinking this is some generic podcast ad, but mate, you cannot deny the sound quality. The new Wave 1 has allowed us to deliver an incredible audio experience for you guys, while still allowing us to deliver the same great content you all love and enjoy. So go check out the new Wave 1 and see how it can improve your audio content. Now, back to our episode. Okay, so for this week's main topic, we are talking about Umbrella Academy Season 2. Right. So Ryan and I have actually seen it, but Ludo hasn't actually watched the second. He hasn't even finished the first season.
He didn't get through it because he didn't enjoy it that much.
Yeah. Which is understandable. It's not for everyone. But we're still going to talk about it anyway. So, Ludo, chime in when you can, innit? Chime in when you can. But
No, that's what it's coming.
all right. So, Ryan, what did you think of the setting time?
I feel like it was. I liked it because obviously when they finished the episode or the last season, season 1,
Yeah.
all you saw is that they basically jumped through time or whatever. We didn't know where they was gonna land, and then obviously it's like the 60s in Dallas where they pretty much ended up, and I feel like it was a good setting because it created a lot of the sub arcs, like plots that we saw.
Yeah.
Were helped by the setting and the time.
Yeah.
I was a fan of it. I liked it.
I thought it was okay. I didn't have much to go on about it, to be honest with you. Don't get me wrong, I like the subplots that were going on with the film, and obviously it helped with the setting, but it wasn't like I thought personally that they were going to jump forward into the future. I didn't think they were going to jump into the past, but I think the future was kind of covered with 5 when he jumped forward. Well, jump forward in time when he did last time, innit?
Yeah.
So I kind of assumed that they would jump back in the past, but yeah, it was good. It was good to see. I guess, like I said, with the subplots in that era, they addressed what racism, which I was surprised about. They addressed
How did they address racism in what context?
Okay, so who is it? Is it Allison? Yeah. So
Yeah,
Allison obviously is the only black member of the Umbrella Academy. So when they went back to 1965, this was like around the time of the Civil Rights Movement. So you had, and around the time of the John F. Kennedy assassination, and there was this big kind of.
She was in for a shock, basically.
Yeah. It was kind of mad to see her having to go back to a time where racism was still rife. You know, people still calling like black men boy, and
it's like explicit racism. It's not, like it's in your face. I it slipped my mind. I didn't even think about it for a minute, and then she walked into the diner, and the guy literally pointed at the sign that said "whites only," and he kicked her out basically.
Yeah. That was mad.
The scene where those guys, the 3 white guys, literally chased her, and she hit one. There was that scene as well.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And that was the moment. Boom! She landed into there. She didn't even have her bearings or her surroundings. She didn't know what was going on. And yeah. So,
and I think it was just interesting to see this. I guess this 21st century black woman having to navigate racism in a time that she's unfamiliar with, because obviously in modern times ain't no one talking to her like that. Like you saw, like from when she landed and she was confronted by those guys, like she fought them. And even when there were moments where when the police confronted her and her husband in her house at the salon, she was very much.
They was about to kill him at one point as well.
She was very much confrontational, which wasn't really the known thing to do for black women to do at that time. It's a scary time to be black. It was a scary time to be black, and to see her having to navigate that space and that time when, with the power she has as well, I think was very interesting to see.
Especially with her refusing to use her power for the most part.
I think I like that much about her. Like she's become easily one of my favorite characters in the show, just because of that kind of internal battle she has. Because she's easily, I would say, after Vanya, she's easily the most powerful person on that show.
Yeah, do you think the power she has is broken? If you can't stop her from speaking, or you can't hear her power, then
that's
not
it.
much you can really do. Yeah.
That's literally it. She, like, whatever she says,
you can't.
Happens. So like after Vanya, she's definitely the most powerful. So to see her almost not give up her powers, but almost resent her powers in a way that.
Or learn how to live without them.
Exactly, and I really like that. What do you think of the overall plot of season 6?
I liked it because with a lot of plots and a lot of narratives, you use time travel and it becomes very messy, like very convoluted. It wasn't really, you could understand it was pretty straightforward. There was nothing too like complex about it, but you could understand what was going on at all times. But the only thing I'd say is I pretty much started to piece together what was happening before it did.
Right.
But it didn't bother me too much. I like the story and the plot.
Do you know what part of the plot? Okay, I think it was a subplot that really bugged me. So it was what's his name? The guy with the knives. What's his name?
Diego. You didn't like it?
Diego's obsession with wanting to save JFK pissed me off.
Yeah, I kind of liked it because
I hated it.
it shows his weakness though, innit? Because essentially the reason is because he's insecure. He's got the hero complex, and the reason why he has it is because of the way the dad's treated them. A lot of what you see, a lot of the characters, the behaviors they display is all because of how they've been treated by their dad. Like, for example, with Luther, even though I still think his character is air, he clearly had like a bit of character development. He had a bit of a backbone when he finally stood up to his dad at the dinner table. When he was like, I'm like this because of what you've done to me. For what he actually, like, for as strong as he is, he's a pussy. But he actually grew a pair or a backbone and said something to his dad for once.
I mean, it was good to see, but I think just going back to Diego's part, I think they could have explored his hero complex a bit more than just having this literal obsession.
Yeah.
On the borderline psychotic obsession to want to save JFK. And I'm like, if he really wanted to be a hero, he could have been a hero in that time. He could have done vigilante
other stuff as well. Yeah, he could have been like a vigilante,
not just like
hero.
Not just literally every waking moment. Oh, got to save JFK. Got to save JFK.
Yeah, I guess it tied in with the story, didn't it? With the whole assassination attempt.
Yeah, I guess, but it was just irritating because it was literally every 5 minutes.
Yeah,
and it was like, okay, bro, we get it. Like, we get it. You want to save JFK, fine, but JFK has to die.
The annoying bit wasn't that, but it was more the romantic storyline that was with tied to Diego. Yeah, I don't know. That stuff just always bothers me. It's always like TV shows always have this thing where they try to force a romantic storyline with someone. Last season it was Luther and Allison. This season it's Diego and obviously the new character they introduced.
Do you think it was forced though between Allison and Luther?
Not forced. I didn't necessarily not like that. I actually liked that. I thought that was an interesting concept.
Yeah.
Because of the relations, you know what I mean? So it's slightly different. But this one, it was just pointless, isn't it? It just shows how stupid Diego is as a character as well. He's an idiot. He's an idiot.
He's a bit simple at times. He is.
Exactly. At least five wasn't having any of it. He just saw straight through it and was like, "Listen, I'm gonna kill you."
Okay, let's talk about five. Let's talk about five. What do you think of his character in season 2? Like,
he put the season on his back. He carried the show. He's one of the best characters by far. Easily.
I think he's the youngest cast member too, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's not even just for like his power. His powers are obviously broken, but he's funny. He's one of there's not that many funny characters, but to me, he's quite funny. Do you know what I mean? He can make me laugh. The stuff he says to like either Diego or Luther, he makes me laugh. And obviously, he brings it's always him who brings the team together.
Yeah.
He knows what he's got to do to save the day. He knows how to deal with a handler. So, yeah.
He is more or less the backbone of the team, of the Umbrella Academy, definitely.
Yeah.
I do agree. Like his powers are broken. Like his whole time traveling skit thing.
Yeah.
I liked how it developed to the point where obviously he understood that. Who was it that told him that instead of trying to travel?
That was his dad. That was a little bit of advice he got off the dad.
Yeah. I think it kind of goes back to when in season 1 his dad was like, "You're not ready to kind of time travel," and he kind of went on to see the apocalypse at the end of it all. But it was good to see.
Did it bother you that they was doing Apocalypse all over again?
Yes and no. I think the whole point of season 1 was to stop the apocalypse or to prevent it happening, which they failed at. Fine, but the fact that they then bring the apocalypse back with them is a bit like a what the fuck moment. But I think it then also goes back down to the fact that Vanya is the most powerful of them all and probably the most unstable of them all. Again, because of what their father did. And it kind of all does trickle down from the actions of their father have impacted them and the world in such a way that no matter where they go in time, at the moment anyway, no matter where they go in time, the apocalypse will follow them because of Vanya and because of their father.
Yeah. Do you think now, so sort of going through season 2, talking about Vanya, sort of her subplots and what's going on with her, do you think we'll eventually get to a point where she's not a ticking time bomb, or do you think that's still a potential in season 2?
No, I don't think she is the ticking time bomb anymore. I think she's I think because of is it George?
Harlan.
No. The octopus guy, the dead one that speaks to. I'm bad with names.
Oh, Ben. Oh, you speak
Ben,
about.
yes, Ben.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ben. Yeah. So
Yeah.
obviously, because of what Ben sacrificed, I think she's now got control of her powers, or she's more stable.
I think that gave her a lot of peace. I think that that gave her a lot of inner peace, and a lot of closure or comfort. Or she definitely needed to have that conversation with Ben.
100%. Like she's like I said, she's not the time bomb that she was before. She's very much like in control, and that was seen in like the final battle as well. That she's very much in control of her powers. She knows what she's doing with them. That's something we need to talk about. We need to talk about the fact that obviously with the next season we're going to see more of these kids.
Listen, I've pieced it all together in my head.
Go on.
The theory. So the Sparrow Academy, do you want to know why they exist now? Because obviously when they've traveled back in time, any decision they do can like sort of change the timeline. You know that's basic time travel.
Yeah.
And you see they went for the dinner where the dad invited them all to the dinner. And he went around and he asked them all like their names or their powers, essentially. And we know the dad didn't rate them before he died, and he definitely did not rate them then. So he's noted down all their powers and who they are at this point. Yeah. And they've literally told him. So now he knows, well, when it comes to adoption time, I'm not going to adopt them.
Right.
All shit.
Right.
But Ben isn't alive, is he? He's dead.
Yeah.
Which is why Ben he was still on the other team, because the dad wouldn't have known who he is, so he couldn't have written his name down and to not adopt him because he had no clue who he was because he's already dead. Yeah. So that's why Ben is the leader of their team, because Reginald didn't know about him, so he still adopts him, but he knows about all the others, so he doesn't adopt any of them. So I think what we're going to see in season 3 is they're going to see the other versions of themselves that have lived a life where they never joined the Umbrella Academy, but they still have their powers.
Right. Ooh, okay. I like that. I
hope that happens. That's my
theory. That's interesting. I didn't think of that. That's going to be very interesting to see, actually.
And that's my theory on why Ben's the leader of the team as well, because he was the only one who still got adopted.
Yeah. That's going to be good to see, actually.
That'd be interesting to see. To team up, and there's like a complex with Luther who can't get over the fact that he ain't number one because Ben's number one on their team. That would be cool. Or if they're gonna have a conflict, which I'm expecting to happen at some point.
Like a Umbrella Academy versus Sparrow Academy type thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that would be good. Yeah, that would be good.
A waste if they don't do that. If they don't push the boundaries like that. Why would you not?
That would be sick. What else I got on here? What do you think of the twist with Reginald when he took off his mask?
I didn't see it coming at the time. Yeah, but I think maybe I should have seen it coming when I think back, because the guy's been obsessed with experiments on the moon.
Yeah,
we saw in this season as well that he'd been sending baby Pogo to the moon as well. So it's not that hard.
I mean, I didn't see it coming, but
I think he's from the moon.
Well, he's definitely an alien. Like,
definitely an alien. That's not up for debate. But I think specifically maybe from the moon, just because of all of his research on the moon.
Right.
He sent Luke to the moon. He sent Pogo there. So I feel like it's a no-brainer, isn't it?
Well, I just find it interesting that this alien, it's like he's okay. So obviously in season 1 we see their father's very distant. Like his mannerings and his demeanors are very much someone who doesn't really care about people.
Yeah.
To put it bluntly. And then in season 2, we see that obviously he's got this loving relationship with his wife, which I find really interesting as well.
But he did love Pogo as well, because he had the photo. You saw the photo that Pogo drew, and how happy he was when he saved Pogo's life after he injected him with the serum.
Exactly. So now I want to know what happened between that Reginald to the Reginald the original
one. But that's the thing. We don't know if the original Reginald, when did he become an alien? Because I'm assuming that this alien has taken Reginald's skin. Yeah. Ooh. Almost like think about the Flash, Eobard Thawne when he took over Wells's body.
Yeah.
So he took over Harrison Wells. I'm kind of seeing it like that. So when did he become Reginald? Has this alien always been Reginald or not? So it'll be interesting. But I think he has.
What about the twist with Lila?
That was quite predictable.
You
That was
think?
crap. What twist? The powers or her being the handler's daughter?
Both. I didn't
Both.
see. I didn't
The
see
hand-
it coming.
The handler one I definitely saw coming. The powers I clocked pretty quickly, but when I was watching that episode, I didn't have that in mind before the episode started.
Mm.
But after that, yeah, I said, "Oh, she's one of them." Just before it was revealed, kind of thing. I was like, "Yeah, she's one of them."
I didn't see it coming. But it's interesting that her powers is to take or to mimic other people's powers. I think that was obviously something done to fit the plot and the narrative of the series. But I think it would have been better if she had her own powers as opposed. Well,
You didn't like
that's
the fact
what
that
powers, but she actually
how
yeah, as opposed
Yeah.
to being another mimic.
Yeah, to me, it didn't bother me that much, but it was like straight away. As soon as she started mirroring their powers, I knew exactly how they was going to beat her. And I just said, before it come up, I just said, well, because I was talking to someone at the same time, I said, well, she's not going to be able to mirror all of them at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's literally what happened. So it became a bit predictable, but it was still quite a good ending.
It was a good ending. It was a good. I liked the final battle confrontation between them and obviously the agency. It was a good setup. Like when she used her power against Allison, or Allison's power against against herself.
Mm.
I thought Allison was gonna die.
Yeah, same. I was a bit worried for Allison. I didn't want her to die.
I thought like Allison's gonna
yeah.
die. It's gonna get peak up in here, like. But
the way she finished off the sentence was slick. I didn't think it could even be used like that.
What did she say again?
Allison went, I heard a rumor, and then she just finished off the sentence and went that you're going to kill yourself or something. I said, that was quick. It was slick.
I was mad. What was your favorite episode?
I really liked the one with the fight with the brothers, the Swedes.
Okay, yeah.
The one where they fight Diego and Five in the building, the dinner. I like that one.
It was good.
I like the one, and I like the one with the dinner scene as well.
Dinner scene was yeah. I think the fight sequences, the fight sequences in the show are always good, especially when they involve Diego and Five. Like they're always
Diego's fight scenes are on point. For as bored as his power is, he's got good fighting scenes.
But the thing is, I don't think we've never seen Diego's powers properly until
not extensively. They've not expanded on them, but they seem quite basic. Like, what is his actual power? Is it just
his powers is that he can manipulate the trajectory of any object that comes towards him or is coming away from him. Hence why, he stopped the bullets.
Yeah.
And then he threw the bullets in another direction.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, okay, cool. He's actually got some powers.
Yeah, to be fair, that's pretty sick. Yeah. But throwing knives, it's a bit repetitive. Like, it's a bit boring, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess.
What did you think about the brothers, the three Swedes? I actually quite liked them.
They were interesting characters. They were obviously they're very left field because they came from nowhere, but they were very interesting characters. That, they were weird in a good way.
Yeah, they were very weird. I was almost a bit like when they had like the funeral for the first brother who died. I was a bit like, I actually felt for him a bit, innit?
Just a little bit. Like not too much. But yeah,
not too much.
But I thought they would have brought back Mary J. Blige's character as well.
That annoyed me. That annoyed me a lot because she was one of my favorite characters in season 1, and I thought she was going to come back.
Yeah.
She's not gonna. But yeah,
I was expecting to see her. Yeah, but
with time travel, you literally never know, innit?
No, but she works for a time traveling company. Like,
yeah,
she
could she die in season 1? I can't remember.
She didn't die.
She didn't die. I was expecting to see her. Obviously, we're not going to see Hazel no more. He's dead.
Yeah, Hazel's gone. All right, so what would you give the series out of 10?
I think it's comfortably a 7 or an 8.
Okay.
I think it's comfortably a 7 or an 8.
I'd say like a 6-7.
6-7?
6-7 overall.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, I don't think I've not seen really people saying that they haven't enjoyed it, apart from Ludo, of course. Apart from Ludo, he's pretty set in his ways, isn't it? But apart from that, I think everyone pretty much enjoyed it.
Yeah. I get that, yeah. Like it's a good franchise.
We haven't even discussed Klaus. We have to discuss Klaus.
Oh yes, we have to discuss Klaus.
He's with number 5. Them two carried the season, and Klaus carries the show. He's just hilarious.
Klaus is an entity to himself, man. Like he started a whole cult.
His story as well. His sub arc as well was obviously quite testing in times as well. Obviously, there was like there's the whole thing with him obviously being gay. Like, do you know what I mean? In them times, it's not accepted.
Yeah.
And he obviously hasn't thought about that, but he's literally gone to speak to, was it Dave?
Yeah. So he met younger Dave, which I found really weird. He met younger Dave to stop Dave from dying.
Yeah.
But Dave ended up going to war anyway. So it's
like he sped up his death.
Yeah, essentially.
Like, like,
but the question that beckons that, does Dave then still meet Klaus when Klaus goes back when he does? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or does that change? You don't know. You literally don't know.
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff, man.
Yeah, but I think that story was definitely interesting. And the fact he started a cult as well is typical Klaus, isn't it? That was hilarious, isn't it? And do you know what was even weirder, actually? Ben carrying out his love interests through Klaus's body.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that, innit? Because
that was crazy.
Yeah.
No, I like Ben as a character. I like the relationship between Ben and Klaus a lot.
Ben's character is very good.
Like, even with him being dead, like it's
yeah, exactly. But Klaus needs to give him more. Klaus needs to respect him a little bit more.
He does. He does.
Because Ben's right 100, like 90% of the time. What Ben says is right.
when Ben didn't help him cheat in poker, and he's like,
yeah, that was funny because I was fully expecting him to help him cheat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see more Ben.
Still managed to get the corner as he does.
When is season 3 out?
I don't think they've announced it yet. I mean, even when they was like sort of announced the season 2, it took them ages. I was waiting for so long. But I might read the comics, to be honest, because it's based on comics.
Yeah, same. I've been meaning to. I think I might start that.
I think I'm going to put them on my list. But I don't want to ruin what's going to come up. So I'm sort of like in two minds. I might just leave it.
No, you just find out the comics that correlate to season 1 and 2 and read those.
Yeah, because I'm interested to see how different the series is from the comic, from the original like content. So I'll definitely read like the first couple of issues and see how different it is.
Definitely. Okay. All right, Ludo. We're done.
He's probably falling asleep over there, isn't
it? He's like when you're like, done, let me know. When you're done talking about your little Umbrella Academy.
Ludo, is there any chance that we can convince you to watch it?
Huh? Bro, if I can find time to rewatch it,
you ain't gonna watch it. It's not like now.
Nah, I'm not watching.
All right. So no announcements as of yet. I don't know what I was gonna say now. Yeah, so no announcements this week. But one thing we do want to say is obviously a big thank you to Elgato for supporting us. That if you guys don't know, we are recently partnered with Elgato. So Elgato have been a big supporter of us around the scenes the last couple of weeks. Yes, right. Show off the products, guys. Show it off, flex a bit. Yeah. So Elgato are supporting us with products and supporting us with their time, supporting us with whatever we essentially need. So again, big thank you to Elgato. You'll see ads and you'll see Elgato ads running and stuff. Yeah, you'll see Elgato ads running during the podcast. So get used to that. We do have another brand partnership announcement to make, but that will come soon. And we're still working on some things behind the scenes. Hopefully we get the green light for a few more digital events that we're trying to host. So as soon as we get news on that, we'll let you guys know. But as usual, follow the socials: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, LinkedIn, Discord if you've got it, like the usual stuff. And send. I want some guys, please.
Question.
Send us in questions.
For everyone listening that watched season 2 of the Umbrella Academy, if you agree with our points or if you disagree, if you think my theory is stupid, just let us know. Talk to us about it.
Drop in the comments.
We want to engage in conversation. It's a lot funner for us that way when we're speaking to you guys.
Definitely, always. But other than that, we're done.
Oh, also a quick one.
Oh, we're not done. Go on.
22nd, DC Fandom.
Yes.
We'll be covering it on the account, but we'll also be talking about it next episode in depth. So yeah, just keep posted for that one because I think there's going to be a lot of content for us to get involved and talk about.
There are so many panels going on for DC fandom. I don't think we'll even be able to cover half of what's going on. We'll try and get like all the main bits.
24 hours, isn't it? Non-stop. So I'm going to try and cover all the bits that need to be covered at least.
It's going to be a crazy 24 hours for sure, but we'll try and cover it all. Definitely. Yeah. Over now, guys. Are you a content creator looking for some new kit? Well, Elgato has a quality range of products just for you. That's right, Elgato isn't just for gaming content. From the chroma key green screen, the key light which provides studio quality lighting, and of course the new Waveron microphone providing outstanding quality audio, Elgato is there to meet all your content creation needs. Visit elgato.com and check out the full range of products for more information. And a big shout out to Elgato for supporting us.